session number 3, if you don't count all the trial runs, session number 3, and you're all standing outside the murder scene of the lamplighter. And what do you want to do now? I think the day's wearing on a little bit.
Well, we've got an appointment this evening with a play, which I think we ought to be present for. They did go to the trouble of getting us tickets. Plus, we can leave the dwarf at home, seeing as how badly mangled his leg is.
Yes, well, it's 4:30-ish now. Because of the time of year, it's getting fairly later in the year. The sky will starting to be darkening at this time.
How long have we got before the curtain up? In fact, I was about to say, what time does it say on the ticket? But I haven't yet bought Read Write, so I'll have to ask Zacharias. What time does it say on the ticket that the performance starts?
Sorry, I don't know what time the performance starts.
Zach, if he's there,
Oh, I do have Read Write.
Yeah, you're the only one that does currently. Won't be long before others do.
The play begins at 7:30.
What time's it now?
4:30.
It'll give me enough time to get dressed then.
Oh, I was muted all this time. I was trying to explain how you pronounce the thing. And I wonder why I didn't. Yeah.
We need time to get dressed and time to find the clock.
Sorry?
I don't know how we know what time it is.
Oh, right. How do we know what time it is?
There's a bell on the top of the Temple of Sigmar which rings hourly.
Ah, that's handy.
So we wait for the bell and then we count very slowly halfway between the bell.
Yeah, it's a bit of an estimate.
Well, do we want to maybe sell the things we've gotten, all the loot? Is anyone missing?
Did we get more loot?
Yeah, we got some leather jackets and hand weapons and
the stuff that Bruno sent with his regards.
Yeah, it was very nice of him. Too bad, it came with his inconvenient wrapping.
Well, you can go and do the selling, and I'll go and get, because I'm going to take longest to get ready. You know it. I know it.
What? Because you're a lady?
No, because I've going to take a bath. I know how much you aren't.
Sounds like a thing a lady would do. It's just so weird that you're a lady.
An elf too.
Yeah.
Very husky voice. All right. So, are you decided what you want to do, guys?
Yes, we just mentioned it there.
You're going back to the Bay Horse then, Dana?
I'm going back to the place where I'm staying, which I don't remember the name of, and I'm going to put my dress and get a bath and get my dress on and get ready to roll.
The places you've been, I'm revealing them as you go along on the map, so there'll be little green pins by places you've visited, mostly.
Yeah.
So the Bay Horse is on there, it's up near the dock, so Dana, you head off that way. Is everybody going back there to get ready for the play this evening, or...?
I think we'll go back there via somewhere to dump the stuff.
Well, you've got to go past the market anyway.
Well, it depends on, if anyone needs, are we all kitted out as we should be?
The question is carrying a bow and arrows acceptable to go to a concert?
I don't think it will be.
No.
Especially not for a lady. I don't know. You could probably...
If you say lady one more time...
If you hide it well, I guess.
I think it would ruin the cut of your dress. I do not think they would appreciate even an elven maiden carrying weapons into a performance. However, a dagger secreted upon your person, or something like this, Dominic pulls out knuckle dusters, can be relatively easily secreted if you feel the need.
Are you all brass too?
Oh, hell no.
You're silver, are you, Dominic?
I am brass.
Silver one.
I think I'm actually one of the poorest people in this group. I think even the dwarfs there's more money than me.
Oh, actually, everybody's silver apart from Dana.
Wow.
And the dwarfs there who isn't here.
So you're poorer than the guy who literally has nothing from what he's carrying with him. Yeah.
He's bronze 3 and bronze 2, I think, or he's bronze 2 and I'm bronze 1. I can't remember which.
Yeah, Zacharias has gone up a bit since coming about here. I think the river person was quite low.
Okay, so you head back to the Bay Horse where Wilhelm and his son Albrecht greet you and feed you, and you get your bath if you need it, and you can prepare. Oh, sorry, you were trying to sell some stuff on the way, weren't you? Let's do that then. So what do you want to sell? We'll just do it.
What was it we had?
Is it on the party sheet?
It just says leather jerkins and daggers.
Yeah, that's right. 3 bedrolls, 3 hand weapons, 3 leather jacks. That's right.
We should probably keep.
We're keeping the bedrolls. We're keeping the bedrolls.
You know, actually, I'm wondering if we could keep these things.
We could, but it is a hefty weight to carry around.
You're going to have to carry it.
Yeah, that's right. Before we get, we'd need a horse, or
Leather jack spare ones might be useful if you do get them damaged.
Yeah, the leather jacks will all be encumbrance 1, as will the hand weapons. I'm not sure if the bedroll's actually got an encumbrance value, but it's a bit weird if it doesn't. But
I haven't added all those into the library yet. So
I think if it's anything, it will be a 1 or a blanket's got a 0, but I think this folds up nice and neat. Bedrolls are a bit less likely.
2 of the hand weapons at least. Might be nice to keep one around, just
And keep what you wish, Walter. It's not a requirement. These things be gotten rid of.
So what do you actually wish to sell?
I think I'll take 2 hand weapons and 1 leather jack. Sell that.
See,
what's a leather jack? What's it worth?
Well,
18 shillings, if memory serves.
12 shillings full price.
Yeah, that's not so much.
So, and where are you storing these? Are they going to be in your room?
Yeah.
Oh no, it was the leather breastplate. But we don't get anywhere near that, do we, for sale price? You only get 50% that at best if you get a decent roll.
Yeah, I'll start at about a quarter and then you go up if you beat them at haggling.
Right. Well, if I'm selling, that would be 2 gold and 12, and then a 4th of that. Haggle.
13 shillings.
Oh, I'm gonna spend much on that, I think. So I've got
one thing to note about fortune. Usually they blow them, but if we do get to the downtime thing this evening, you can spend fortune on your downtime endeavours, which can be useful. So it might be worth the session saving a few, but
be nice if I hadn't lost a fate in the first bloody session. But still, it was that or lose a foot.
Wait, I'm supposed to be at +20, or is this not?
It's an opposed. No, it's flat. Motion success. No, you give me 25% for them, basically.
Right, so that's tell me, they've reworked the economy. It used to be in third edition you had 100 shillings to a gold. Now it's less, right?
No, I think it's what it was. 20 shillings to a gold. And 12 pennies to a shilling. 240 pennies to a gold.
Conversions on your
metric.
character. Metric?
Yeah.
Proper good imperial stuff.
Well,
but like I said, if it was what you said, it was 2 gold and 12 shillings or 14 shillings.
2 gold and 12, yeah.
So well, it was either it was 52 shillings, obviously a quarter of that, as I said, 13 shillings.
Well, hold on. How many of the leather jacks did you sell? One. Okay, so yeah, 2 gold, 12 shillings is the maximum, then it's 25% of that. That's what you said, wasn't it? I'll shut up.
Yeah. Whatever you do get, I recommend that you buy things with it straight away. Especially if Skellen said it's going to be downtime at the end of this session. What happens to any spare money you have at the end of the session when you hit downtime? You spend it. Gone.
Unless you bank it.
Yep.
Should we get then? We could get a.
Walter has to get faster at this shopping malarkey. It's taking them ages. So slow.
So many things to look at.
You finished my bath in 3 hours time.
Well, anyway, knowing that Walter's dealing with this, and we're 60 meters away from the tavern or where we're staying, don't think we necessarily need to hang around while he does it.
True. Yeah. So
Dominic will also head back, not for as opulent or ridiculous a bath as Dana, although being a wood elf, she's probably just taken her kit off and jumped in the river for a wash. I'll have a wash as well. Nothing wrong with that. That's exactly how what the river folk do.
You're not river folk.
Yeah, but I'm not judging them either. You see.
I'm talking about you getting washed. I was just saying. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm having a wash.
Would you rather have him not wash? Is that?
Cleanliness is next to Sigmariness. Sigmariness. It's not godliness. Sigmariness. If you say godliness, somebody might think you're talking about Slanesh, one of the mean ones. Got to be specific with your faith.
Well, if you're looking at what do you call them, flagellists, then that's a different type.
Yes, they do cleanse themselves differently. Yes.
Perception checks, please, everybody.
Should we just let Dana do it? She's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I'm in the bath though, so what am I going to perception that the soap's a different color?
Okay. Everyone is Walter just on his own?
Yeah. Well, he's not on his own to begin with, but if he is cocking about looking at all of the different daily offers, then Dominic will get fed up and go and have a bath.
What's Zach doing?
Probably just go to the bar and then wait for his time, because he doesn't appreciate that you have to dress up for the theatre, because he doesn't know what the theatre is or what dressing up is.
Okay. Dominic, you most likely will, and you've been with Zach, you'd know that he probably would have some issues getting in if he's not looking a bit cleaned up.
Well, I'm not going to spend ages with my own stuff. It's a new outfit he's got anyway. So once it's on, classic bloke, he'll be ready in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hair's tied back, just a little bit cleaner. Probably had a shave. Zacharias, you may want to wash. it is expected that you not distract the audience from the play upon the stage by your very presence.
Are you saying they'll all be washed as well? Seems unlikely.
I think, as I may have mentioned, they do expect people to be presentable and clean when they attend the theatre.
I'll take a dip in the river.
Whatever gets the grime off, but give yourself time to dry off as well.
All right.
Don't think it mattered that you failed the roll there.
Made absolutely no difference. I should have done that first before I call for a roll, really. Walter, you managed to get home quite safely. And everyone, I presume you all kind of make at least a rudimentary wash with yourselves.
Yep.
Drag everyone up to the silver tier appearance, kicking and screaming if need be.
I think there are rules for that, aren't there? And I've not. Well, anyway, it'll do enough for you to perhaps get into the Old Jack Theatre this evening. You do have tickets, after all.
Yeah, it's not like it's like the West End or anything. You're not going to like the Queen's performance or stuff like that.
True, and it is only Griswold. You're not in Nuln or Altdorf. It's a different calibre of theatre in this place. Okay, so if you're all ready and you're all heading to the theatre.
Keeping an eye out, because this is it the 3 days of celebration that this is culminating?
It's not actually. They're not for another. There's 8 days in the week, isn't there? So it's another 7 days actually. It was just
Right,
yesterday.
so we're not going to have a repeat of hopefully, of what we had to. Cool.
Yeah, you've got a while before the weekly celebrations. This is just a fairly low key, I guess, opening night, but. Nevertheless, the magistrate was not amused that a dead body had appeared in the vicinity of the theatre the night before. Mutilated bodies really aren't good for opening night.
No, not for certain films, or certain theatre plays. So.
I suppose.
Obviously not this one.
Oh, what's that?
Zacharias, if you are confused as to how to act, just take your lead from the people around you. If you feel an urge to applaud, do so after you see other people.
I heard we can throw vegetables. When do we throw the vegetables?
I'm not sure that that's accepted here, but again, if you are allowed in with vegetables, it's probably acceptable that either you're going to eat them or throw them. And again, just wait until somebody else throws something first. It's normally not done to be the first person to do something unless you're expected. But otherwise, throw yourself into whatever you're doing with as much gusto as you wish.
Showing your tickets to the doorman, you are let into a small sort of foyer area. There are lots of, well, I say lots of people. It doesn't look like it's packed out. It's the opening night, and it's not be particularly to capacity, but there's still a decent turnout, and there's quite a range of people here, mostly silver tier and upwards. There will be a lot of people talking and pointing at a few of the nobility who are attending the opening night this evening. And one man in particular will approach Dana.
Oh.
And you recognise him as Luigi. Luigi was the tailor who sold you the dress. And as he comes up, he says, my lady Dana, you look magnificent this evening. That dress, it hangs on you perfectly. I knew it was the right one for you.
Yes, it doesn't matter what I wear. I always look the best.
And you are looking forward to the play. You attend many plays?
I don't think I've attended any place, but if you think I have, maybe I have.
And and your friends here, I see I am at a disadvantage. I am Luigi, the famous tailor here. If any of you need more clothing, yeah, I'm always more than happy to measure you up. And he takes his hat off to you and bows low in front of the three of you.
Take my own hat off and bow in return. I must say, sir, that I have already frequented your shop, and I am wearing somewhat less tailored than Dana's outfit.
I'm not sure if I have a hat. If so, I'll pretend to take it off. And
Just tug your forelock. That's the done thing.
yeah.
Took the forelock or whatever. Of course, Dominic. Yes, I just didn't notice you there behind them, and you look splendid this evening too. It's so nice to have evenings like this, is it not?
It is. I have attended less of them than I would have wished, and those that I have attended with my master have not always ended well. It is to be hoped that corruption and chaos will not rear its head this evening, and just make an attempt of a sort of a sarcastic smile towards him.
Oh, and myself as well, of course. And if you wouldn't mind, excuse me, I just noticed someone over there I must speak to. It's been nice to meet you. I hope you enjoy your evening.
There you go, chasing up to the bill again.
All right, where would you like to?
I'd like to sit in the seat if that's possible, please.
I'd say probably count as being armorless. Yeah, you'd.
Yep. Spoil the line of a decent outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have to click off for armor then. It's armor. Mhm.
Yeah. Where are we? Where are we seated? Are we in the nosebleeds at the back, or?
Oh, you're at the back. The front, you notice, seems to be there seems to be a number of dignitaries going down to the front. Very well dressed people wearing rather large diamonds and the like jewellery.
Well, that's a lovely solution for me because I haven't got any armor, so yeah, you don't have to turn anything off.
Yeah, it's definitely spoil that dress.
It doesn't make any statistical difference.
Well, I mean, I don't have anything to turn off because there is no armor. I don't have armor, so I don't click anything.
I guess
I
it
will-
counts as being not carried either.
Yeah, I will wait until the very last moment to take off my big witch hunter's hat.
Yes.
If only just to see, right, does the person behind me have the guts? Does the person behind me have the guts?
The person behind you probably does have the guts. Oh no, you're not Zachariah. Glad I'm in front of you, so.
Well,
Doesn't matter what you say, Scale, we're not going to sing for you.
yeah, no singing going on. Is anybody? Well, yeah, some people might recognise the nobility, specifically Walter will notice recognise some people here. But I guess you could do me Law Reichland rolls, which would be difficult for most of you. But just throw me the roll. We'll see what you get.
Cross there.
I'll give you a bonus to your marginal success there, Walter, because you might actually know some of these people in your line of work. That lady here, Baroness Ursula Hank von Schlafstad, is the Baroness of Schlafstad, the small and rather miserable village that you passed through earlier. Walter, you'll know that her husband, Baron Werner Hank von Schlafstad, is ill currently, and apparently supporting that with the Baroness Ursula is here alone this evening. She's sitting at the front with various lackeys and guards, etc.
Is that a horse tag with a double S?
stack?
Well,
Don't suppose it matters.
It's okay.
you mean like the weird German double S thing? No,
Mm.
they wouldn't have put that in.
Oh, Schlafstadt. Right.
Schlafstadt, yeah, that was the place that you went through earlier.
Henker.
There's a very rather mean-looking and important guy. He sits more towards the middle. You're not sure who he is.
I've seen him before somewhere, but I can't remember where.
3
either.
degrees of success.
3 degrees of success on the intuition. What was the intuition for, Dana? Sorry.
Oh, I was
No,
just.
my one.
Oh, no, I'm talking about my one. I was looking for if there was anything wrong in the local area. You know, like because my intuition senses sense if there's something untoward in this large group of people, or is this normal?
Do you mean by untoward?
Looks up the skill. Says, intuition skill allows you to get a feel for your surroundings, leads you to notice when something is wrong, gives you a sense when people may be hiding something from you.
I think you probably need to do it on a specific person while you were talking to them, see if they're hiding something from you, or be looking for something in particular. I think rather than, I don't know.
Well, I was actually trying to see if this was, people were acting funny to people.
I know your
All that
etheric
sort of thing.
attunement or whatever it is that you've got means you can do stuff like that for winds of magic and bizarre effects like that.
Winds of magic, indeed, yes. You don't see anything unusual about the winds of magic here. Nobody appears to be a caster of magic. There's nobody here from the colleges or anybody you can see who looks immediately like a witch. There is, however, sorry, John, you're saying 3 degrees of success on your Lord Reichland, in which case you will recognise that man. It is Sir Victor Schutz. Because of my terrible pronunciation, I will just pop it into there. Eventually, I'll run out of World War II ship captains, but never mind. This guy, Victor, he is. He's been given. It's not a hereditary title. He's been knighted. He owns
new money.
New money, yes. And he owns and made that money in a rather despicable way. He is the owner of the Griswold Flesh Market. He is a slave trader.
Okay.
We don't like them, do we?
So I guess he's doing something illegal, right?
No, slavery's not illegal.
No, slavery is not illegal.
What?
It's just.
What do you think vassalhood is? People work for their lords, not because they've got a contract of employment. They're born into it, and they're.
Well, it's strictly speaking not the same thing because he doesn't literally own them.
But obviously, they do here.
There is indentured servitude, and also there is full-on slavery, though it's frowned upon, and it isn't. A lot of people don't do it so much.
That doesn't sit right with me, but never mind.
I'll tell you one thing: the Dark Elves are famous for it. Don't you worry.
I know that they have like Dark Elves and Norskins and have slaves, but
slavery was a career in first edition. You could actually be a slave.
I think
slave.
It's slave a career. Yeah. Was it just peasant? I think it's peasant, isn't it?
But well, he's there, and also in here is someone you definitely recognise, Walter. It is.
Oh, Walter recognizes her.
Recognises him.
Oh, I thought you said her.
I think there's another picture coming up.
There is indeed. It's Lord Albrecht Kogler von Uberhof. Now, this young guy, he is old money. noble. He is the son of Leopold Koger, who is technically your boss, von Hoberhofs. They are the ones who currently employ you in your capacity as a like a warden, aren't you?
Are you sure I'm not getting a dark
Custodian.
magic vibe off this guy, like vampire? No? You sure I'm not getting this vibe? No? Pretty boys.
No, but he appears to be drunk and somewhat loud-mouthed. He's with a friend of similar age.
I'm going to try to listen to
Looks
what
like
they're
this.
saying.
They are. Let me pop him on the map.
He looks dodgy.
Too many windows.
They all
what's
look
that?
dodgy. They're all human. All humans are dodgy. Just look at Dominic.
Yeah, he is pretty dodgy.
So, when's this concert start?
Okay, Walter. He's over there, so the pair of them are sitting there, and they're being rather loud and boisterous.
Well, can I hear anything of what they're saying?
Do you lip read? You got lip reading?
I don't know. Is that a talent or something?
I think it's a talent. Yeah.
I did get a success on a perception check.
Unless they're talking loud enough to hear.
You'll catch, because you cross the other side of the room. There's a lot of people in here, so there's a lot of background noise. So it would be it's a difficult road. You get 2 degrees of success, is that? Yeah, that's quite good. You'll be able to pick up. I think without lip reading, you won't be able to hear everything. I did say that they're being loud, though. They are talking at the moment about, well, it passes the time coming here to these 2-bit plays. Nowhere near as good as Nuln. It's a rather shoddy venue. Look at the size of it. There aren't even any boxes for us, and you know, they're just generally complaining and being a bit loud and drunk.
My game crashed when I clicked lip reading, by the way. In the talents.
Weird. Have you got the book open?
I don't know, unless I'll check. Should have had the book open. It was open before.
Oh, mind you, if you clicked it, it should have been open for you. Yeah, I'll share it here.
Oh, you can't because I haven't logged in yet because I crashed it literally. I'm logging back in. I just let you know because I can't see anything.
All right. Essentially,
you just share the pictures in a second.
Okay. Essentially, Walter, what you do get is that they're not talking about anything vital. They are talking drunken youth nonsense, or young man nonsense. All right, and as the place starts to fill out, you will notice, particularly Walter, as you are looking that way, keeping an eye on them anyway, you'll see our friend Luigi, the tailor who spoke to you earlier, and Walter actually bumps into the man, into Luigi, and his drink spills over him, over Walter, and there begins an argument. What do you mean my mother is a warthog, a clumsy hog? How dare you? Outrage, and he starts sort of screaming in outrage at poor Luigi.
Oh.
It doesn't take long for this to escalate. Luigi has got his hands together in a sort of a symbol of prayer to the man, claiming that he's sorry, and he says that will not do. I will not stand for such an insult. I demand that my honour be fulfilled in this matter.
Is this this other guy? Is he very powerful? Is he Like, does he seem like the kind of guy who would come, get very seriously in trouble with if I were to confront him?
Albrick, the hierarchy at the moment here is Baroness. She's a full Baroness of Schlafstad. Lord Albrecht is the son of a Baron, so he's probably next on the list. He is old money, but Ursula does outrank him. You'll know that the Schlafstads and the Oberhofs have got a long-running feud that are going on between them. Does that answer your question?
Not quite.
Okay, well, as you continue to watch Lord Albrecht has an evil look upon his face, and he stands and says, "Yes, I agree that that this should not go unchallenged. I agree to your request of a duel with this man. We'll settle this immediately on the stage. It will be a good way to start the evening," he says, smiling, and sits back down and swills his wine around in his glass.
Why? That's aristocratic nonsense. Why? I mean, this is going to make a mess of the stage. That's ridiculous.
Ursula, who's
Someone could slip and seriously hurt themselves.
Baroness Ursula, who's the ranking person, seems very cool and unconcerned about the whole matter. She's fanning herself and just talking to an aide as if really not that interested in the whole matter. Luigi, however, is beside himself. He heads to the front of the stage and says, please, no, it's obvious this man would be the better of me. I beg of you.
Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to heroically stand up and say, I will take this man's defense. I will fight in his stead.
Luigi turns to you. Thank you, sir. And
I'm pulling the tip of my hat down and just sinking down into my seat.
And Albrecht looks thrilled at this. Yes, please take to the stage, and the gods be with you.
Yeah, good luck with your little dagger.
Well, I do have a sword with me. I think that's like
a sword.
Yeah, I let's say that the other hand weapon was a sword. I just switched it because carrying a sword around is sort of acceptable.
It is customary in these matters to use a dueling implement, which would be a rapier in this matter.
Pistols are good.
That's a different skill, though.
I'm just throwing it out.
Pistol, or we could use pistols.
I'll just use. Well, this sword here is a fine dueling weapon, is it not?
This is going to be charm if you want to try and sort of persuade him to relent in this matter. Anyone else could get involved if they wished.
Oops, that was wrong. He's not an animal.
Charm an animal.
He is an animal. To be fair, he is an animal.
Can I say I get the first roll since I clicked the wrong thing?
The first roll or the on different. Oh, good one then. What's your charm skill? I'm feeling nice. 38, and you rolled. And you rolled 38, didn't you?
Yeah.
No matter. You may, in this instance, use the sword of your choice. I trust you have no objections, Walter. And he shakes his head and looks confident to start swishing his rapier around.
What does fast do?
He just goes when he wants, in the initiative order.
Cool.
I'm wondering if I should pick Zach's pocket for a laugh. Well, he says no. A weird skill to have.
Okay, the two duelists take to the stage and a hush falls over the crowd, and then cheering begins as the weapons are drawn. Does anybody want to do anything? Zacharias is shouting encouragement. Not sure who
Yes,
to,
someone please help me throw something at him. I don't know.
but it's very brave of you.
My lord, as this is a social occasion, shall we say simply to first blood? In front of an audience like this, your honor will be restored with little effort.
I'm thinking this is what's normal in a play, and I'm just waiting.
Yes, we wouldn't want to mess, to make a mess of the stage.
Do we actually have a reason to side with either combatant? I'm a bit
It's
lost.
Dana's
Look-
tailor.
There goes my tailor, but I don't really care. And I have no idea what the argument was about. And Puman's argument doesn't really matter to me. The
Well,
old argument.
Zach assumes this is normal theatre and just enjoys the spectacle.
Yes, I'm done.
He thinks it's part of the show. Okay. Fantastic.
Was the Lord swayed by my?
Oh, that'll be a charm check. You wouldn't be able to do leadership in this instance because
Yep.
he's... Yeah.
Oh yeah,
really-
but he's probably gold tier, at which point I'll be going at minuses.
He is indeed gold tier, yeah.
No, that's not going to work.
You actually
Because it's a double 8
fumbled
as well.
He looks as if he considers it, and then he says, well, I think I should perhaps be the judge over this as to when the honour is satisfied in this
I will.
matter.
Acquiesce
if
to
you-
his leadership in this regard.
Well, if you want to play judge, then I shall play executioner.
So is
Yeah,
there
I
a
like
skill
it.
called indoor survival? Because I know there's an outdoor survival.
Indoor survival. You need it. Okay, so does anybody else want to do anything before we...
No, done enough.
Oh, can I do something? I wish to see if I can fortune tell what's going to happen here. Let me see.
Okay.
I
Intuition.
roll my dice and then see what happens. No, actually, fortune telling. I'm going to do a fortune tell between them and go, this is what's going to happen. And I'm going to say, I foresee. Man, I get it slightly wrong. Whatever I was going to say.
Does anyone up the front look like? I mean, no one's going to look like they're medically trained, but is anyone backing up either man as a second?
It's not been mentioned.
Damn it! I wish I thought I saw my second skill. That would have been even more. I'm going to now start shout out. We will rock you. I'm going to start singing.
Start banging.
Oh God!
Okay, it's not terrible, but it's not greatly in tune either. But it does enough to, kind of stir up a few people.
Stir up everyone.
Yeah, a few people. Okay, so Walter, if you roll me a d10 and then you want to add your initiative bonus and your strength bonus to that, if you would. I'm not sure it really matters because he's, well,
Ooh.
to be fair, with that rapier, he's going on a fast weapon anyway.
Initiative bonus is 4. So that's a 5. And strength is 4 as well.
Agility.
Oh, agility is 7.
7 for agility?
No, that's a 7 total.
Oh, 7 total, right, God.
Is that including your 1?
Including my what?
1.
Including the 1? Wow.
No, that will be an 8 then.
He's beat it with his dice roll, so.
I'll do it in case. I'll put it on for in case he loses the rapier or something. But while he's got that, he's quick anyway. And so right off the start, he moves towards you. He's agile and appears quite skilled, as if he has done this before.
Oh yeah. Am I allowed to use my buckler as well? That is kind of a dueling weapon.
If you wish to do so, then he would use hers.
Yeah, I'll do that.
He has actually got parrying weapon.
Cool.
Awesome.
Some people came very well armed to this concert. Wouldn't even let me bring my bow.
I think actors are slightly more intimidated by ranged weapons in the hands of their critics than they are with melee.
Yes. They can at least run away, can't they? A bit
Yeah.
better.
A sword in the hand of someone in the fifth row who's booing you is a lot less dangerous than a bow in the hands of that same person.
So the buckler should give 1 point of armour all over the place. Immediately, Walter, as he steps up and he goes in for a feint attack against you. It looks like he's toying with you a bit here.
Playing to the crowd.
I just realised you're both called Walter. How never mind. Who did you cheer for? I don't know. Anyway.
Walter with the beard. Walter with the beard. Fall down dead and we'll get all your gold.
So you need to make a defence, please, with your
All right.
with your weapon.
I think they've both got beards, don't they? But only one of them has
Oh,
a
I don't know why I
significant amount of
rolled
gold.
like that. That was
Yeah.
an accident. First one should count, obviously.
Cool. We'll take the first one. Also, if you roll that off the combat tab now rather than your skills thing, it will give you, it doesn't matter in this instance, but it gives you the hit location as well, so it just cuts out.
I rolled it off a quick, like the, what's it called? I made a shortcut on the.
Yeah, you need to change it because the rule set changed.
Yeah, you might need to do well, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So, you rolled a 26. You rolled
2
a
degrees
30.
of success.
Both have 2 degrees of success.
Whoever's got the lowest thing now.
So Walter, you actually win. You see through his ruse, and you dodge aside
Okay.
from the feint attack, and you are able to riposte in your own way. You will have an advantage.
Ooh. Advantage. Right.
So +1 for the advantage, and yeah, go for it. Damn, I'm gutted me feint didn't work. 29. Oh, nice one. Yeah, he did it. It's a right leg, a hit coming in towards his right leg. He will
Wonk.
try and defend. Oh, not looking good. He's going to spend a point of resolve to turn that into a success with 1 SL.
Ooh, he's got skill.
Ooh, can I do that?
You've got certain talents, you certainly can.
I don't like impale.
Impale is so nasty. So what you can do, actually, if you wish at this point, Walter, is spend a point of your own resolve, which would essentially cancel his.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Isn't that the permanent thing?
Resolve, no, that's resilience, I think that's permanent. Let me just check I'm doing these the right way round.
No, resolve isn't the permanent one. The top ones are the permanent ones. Resilience.
So resolve, actually it is resilience that he needed to spend to do the I will not fail.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So you'd need to spend the permanent one, the resilience.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Okay, in which case then your shot will go through 3 degrees of failure against his. So +6, your weapon damage +6.
Weapon damage +6. That is 8. So
14.
14. Sorry.
Oh, it's very, very, very hard to get your resilience back.
Oh yeah, it's like getting fate back.
It's even harder than that.
So you, sorry, 14 points of damage.
Is that all?
10
It's got,
points
like,
go through because of his
really
buckler.
stressed him.
There's a gasp from the crowd as you cut into the man's right leg, and
His left right leg.
his left right leg, his right leg, and you see
Oh no, could be right. His right leg on the left is inside of his right leg. No.
and blood begins to pour through there. You see a flash of red. He snarls at you in anger. You can see that he underestimated you. Okay, and he says, "Allow me to retort." Sorry.
No, the correct response is, "I am rubber, you are glue."
Ooh, that was very good.
It's nice knowing you.
Are you happy with that marginal failure? Do you want to spend anything to up it?
Yeah, I'm going to spend a fortune because I don't want to die.
Well, I don't think you're gonna die.
Well, no, you take a big hit, but you don't necessarily die.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't want to mess up the stage, I guess. So I'm going to spend a fortune and try that again.
Okay, fortune is a reroll on there.
Take it. Ooh, it's even worse.
Boo.
Yep, made it worse.
Spend
It's
another
a
one.
difference of 7 at the moment.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, okay, I'll just take it. But I am opposing it, so I do get one. Wait, if it's wait, no, because if I have the buckler, that means I get 1 extra success level if I on opposing it, right?
If you have what? I'm sorry. You've got 2 advantage actually, so you should have 2 advantage on this. So that's put it down to 0. Sure,
Yeah, so because you should have a plus 20.
And for each 10, it knocks off a degree of success or failure. So you're on just a fail or a.
Yeah, okay, so I'll just spend the thing to increase 1 success level then to a marginal success.
You're going to spend a resolve.
Yeah.
Sorry, resilience. It's a resilience thing. So you'll have spent 2 resilience and 1
Well,
fortune.
I'm not going to spend resilience to do that. No.
Because that's what you'd need.
Even with plus 1, he's still going to hit you.
Well,
oh no, sorry.
It increases it in an opposed test to 1 more than your opponent got.
Yeah, true.
But it's a permanent spend. Don't forget, resilience not come back.
Yeah, I thought I used fortune to increase it by.
No, fortune. You get a reroll, don't you?
Yeah.
No,
fortune's the reroll.
Increase success level by 1 as well.
Yeah, no. Add 1 plus 1 SL to a test after it is rolled. Yeah, spending fortune.
Yeah, good point. So
that turns a marginal failure into a marginal success, does it?
You've got 1 degree of success.
So he's only got 4 degrees. He still hits you, but he's only got 4 degrees of success.
Mm-hmm. So you've now spent 2 fortune and 1 resilience. Okay.
Yeah.
So
just let the guy hit me. Then.
So okay, 11 points of damage come in. You take your buckler catches 1.
Yeah.
And then your toughness off that, so another 4. So 6 points, 6 wounds you'll take.
Like what the hell? I was. Wounds. Ow! So I just grit my teeth and snarl at him.
Okay. However, that drops your advantage.
He's got one advantage.
He gets one advantage. It's your go back.
Come on, someone help me! Give me like advantage or something. Couldn't get any advantage.
That
Everyone's
would mean
just-
getting involved in an honor duel.
Can I help by throwing a tomato at the opposition?
Just give me a cheer.
well, it's your attack anyway, mate.
Probably if you cheat, you'll probably get a lot of medic feel cheating.
Whoa! Wait, no, that's awful. No, that's
Yeah,
good.
it is. That is 5 degrees of failure. Plus, did you put your plus whatever? You didn't have plus whatever this time.
Well, even with his 3 degrees of failure at the moment, he's defending against your blow.
Change your dice.
I could spend, the rest my final fortune point. No, I'm just going to take that again.
Okay.
Well, no, you're hitting him, so there's no.
He parries you basically.
Okay, right.
Okay, and then it goes back to him. He wheels around you just because it's fun, and he lunges forward, probing at you with the rapier, trying to find a gap in your defences. Because you've been holding him off, all right? He sees a gap and strikes towards your right leg. Would you like to parry, sir? Ooh.
Yeah.
He's actually got 2 advantages as well, so that'll be with 4 degrees of success.
Oh, crap.
Well, you haven't made it any worse.
Maybe you need to roll the fail to actually pass.
Okay, you've got a ton of hits anyway. I don't know what you're worrying about. Loads.
He wants to prove he's better than the dwarf, but he's not.
Are you letting that go through?
Well, yeah. I don't know. Could I spend resolve? No.
Well, all that's going to happen is you're going to take some hits from this, and you're going to be able to. It's not going to knock you down.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Just play it through.
I'd thought it's going to be 14 points of damage minus 5, I think, for your buckler and your toughness. So you're going to take 9 points of 9 wounds.
9. So that. Yeah. 50. Oh, that's pretty bad.
Sadly, he's gone to 3 advantage. But you'll go.
Someone help me, please.
I would, but I can't do anything with leadership because I don't have any advantage to give you.
Get some then,
I've got no way of getting it.
You can assess the situation.
Yeah.
That's intuition, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. And there might be something you do with perception as well. I'm not sure which one.
Like, sort of see if he has, his weakness is the
You can shout.
cod piece. I don't know.
Yeah, you can shout out. Hit him in the cod piece.
Oh, that's not very gentlemanly.
Oh, shout out. He's behind you. It's more appropriate for the play.
That is a good attack.
He hit someone. Woohoo! On
Dominic.
the right arm.
Dominic, you get a point of advantage.
Okay.
Next turn, if you need it, you'll be able to help him. But currently, he's got to defend against this crazily good attack in his right arm. It's him defending.
Oh God, he did it anyway. He still has his advantages, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
because you haven't put his
afraid.
advantage on there.
Yeah, sorry, that was my error. So he parries your blow.
I don't think there's actually any way you're going to beat him unless he rolls very high and you're one of your low ones.
You probably need to spend a actual resilience to force an auto success on him. He's only got 2 hits left, but anyway, up to you. Top of the round. Oh, unless you wanted to do that then.
Do what?
If you spend a resilience, even though it's very hard to get back, you can you can change it to a win.
FYI, that's me going on 11 if I'm actually going to do this leadership thing.
Thank you.
I think there's something going wrong with the turns because the other Walter is meant to go.
Yeah, I put it back because I wanted to check whether Walter had finished doing what he's doing. If you spend resilience to I will not fail, it means that blow would go through.
Feels a bit. I don't want to do that all in one go though.
It's a big spend, the resilience, because
Yeah.
Permanent.
Is there any way to get it back? Like
Really rare. Something that's extremely important to your motivation.
Yeah. GM has to like it.
That and fate come back very rarely. No.
No.
Okay, so Walter has his go.
I guess the guy's actually pretty good at fighting.
Most nobles that tend to
Pick
call
fights.
duels at the drop of a hat usually have things to back them up.
Yeah, look at his target number. Look at it.
Well, it's up by 40
God.
now.
What?
At least he's not critted you. That's you're feeling yourself sort of him getting the advantage. He's sort of pushing you back a little bit across the stage now, ching, 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 and lunges towards the body. Make a defense there, Walter.
Is it to the death or is it first blood or whatever? Because
well, we tried to make it to first blood, but
and he just said he'd decide, didn't he?
Yeah.
If so, I would have won. Bastard.
Happy with that?
No, you didn't make it any worse.
Okay, I think he's probably got you there because that's going to be 7 plus 7, 14 points of damage going through. I think you got 5 points, 9 wounds. Is that not to 0?
Crap. Yeah.
What's that -3 thing I've got on my card here, by the way?
Is there anything I could do to prevent that now?
Yep, you can spend a
Type
point of
constricting
resilience.
dress.
I have -3 damage for some reason.
Options for things you can do. You could try to, if you got fortune, you can re-roll it. If you have, you can spend a resilience to automatically succeed. I think that are your 2 choices at the moment.
Okay, I got a fortune.
I mean, the re-roll, you could get a crit and lop his head off. If you're lucky. What's your wound thing, Dana?
I meant to have 15 wounds, but he's still showing 12. That's why I've got -3 in the combat.
Was I supposed to have any advantages here now?
No, the instant you take a wound, your advantage drops to 0.
Woo!
Well, you've made it better.
Yep.
But it's still not a 7.
Because you've taken 11 damage rather than 14 damage. Go with that.
You might stay up. How many wounds have you got left?
5.
Yeah, Still
No,
going.
you're still going down.
At least though, because if he knocks you down with over 4 wounds, it's a major critical, not a minor crit. So I think that might push it to a minor crit, does it? 11 wounds minus your, so you take 6 wounds. So
Yeah.
it'll knock you
So
just into 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, ouch.
I curse him as I fall to my knees. You fucking. Well,
Fucking
I
nobles.
give you the gracias.
So you're prone.
Yep. He's not unconscious yet, but he does take the crit.
You go unconscious in your toughness rounds. You're just on the floor. You can still act, but you take a minor critical. Which, good luck. Yeah, he just bruises your ribs, basically. He jabs into your side. You got some bruised ribs. You'll be at -10 to agility test for 6 days.
Ooh, that's bad for you.
Or you can roll, actually, if you prefer. If you fancy getting better than my 6.
nah. I'm not going to do that.
Sorry, I quite wanted you to win that, believe it or not.
I mean, you could have someone interfere, and say, "Oh, that's quite enough."
Oh, well,
No, it's
Is
too
he-
late at the time. It's all over. You lost.
as you fall to the ground there, there's a cheer that goes up from some parts of the crowd, and Albrecht, here he is, stands up, and he sort of turns to the crowd, quite liking the attention, and says, "Do you feel honour is satisfied, or do we need more?" And the crowd, some people will be going, "More, kill him." What are you guys doing?
Call out honor is satisfied.
Honour is satisfied. I think.
And can I attempt to make that a sort of leadership role to encourage our section of the crowd to follow suit?
Absolutely, yes, you may.
Now, we're at the back. We're in the boonies, yeah?
Mhm.
Are they majority silver tier here or majority bronze tier?
Silver. There's not many bronze tier here, really. It's pretty much
Okay.
all silver and gold.
No bonus.
Dana.
I always see a 10 come up and then the 6 coming up. Oh, 6, no.
Fortune,
No.
fortune.
I don't have a lot.
Got some.
I would have to spend a fate point to stop my foot coming off.
Anyone else getting involved?
I'll reroll. I can't work out these dice. They're not doing very well. But anyway, I'm calling out that enough. But I've not been able to convince any other people at the back.
Okay,
Come on.
Zach,
Dana,
Dana, your chance to
please.
try and save him.
I will look through my little skill list and see what I've got.
Dana's called out kill him, don't encourage his behaviour.
Oh, that was just me being me.
And Zach's reading a book.
Thinks
He
he's part
can.
of the
Zach's
plan.
showing off.
What? No, yeah.
He can read.
No, I'm expecting he'll stand up in a moment and bow.
It's Rover. No. God almighty, right? My talents are useless. Right, my self underground, that handy? No. Okay, is there can I do entertaining, singing? I know I'm not really high on that, but can I make a mockery of Walter who fell on the floor and how brave Mr. Walter Fornos was in destroying this upstart?
Walter 1 and Walter 2. We've got too many Walters. I apologise for my naming of NPCs. But yes, you may. Yeah, so you're going to try and basically taunt Walter and yeah, okay.
Yeah, basically I'm going to make it so the what has happened is enough of a punishment to that our Walter. Right, let me see if this is going to be bad, guys. If I roll past this roll, it'll be a miracle. But here we go. Oh, so close, so close.
Spend fortune, please.
I've only got my one little fortune. No, they don't have fortune. Why have I no fortune? What have I
Because you've
used my
forgotten
fortune?
to
Well, you should have
refresh.
refreshed at the beginning of the session.
Should
Oh.
have 3.
No, I only should have one.
Your
But
maximum
I
one
also, yeah, I also only get one.
being elf.
What's fortune do again? Let me look at the little
Well,
list.
you
and
can
say.
add 1 success level.
I'll make it to 0, would.
Yeah, make a success.
Okay, I'll use
Marginal.
my one fortune. I hope you appreciate this whenever I get tricked. Right, here we go.
Yes.
I use my one fortune to help this poor little person out.
Well, I'll appreciate it if it helps.
Oh, that's quite sweet.
What, disappointing?
Quite, well, yeah, disappointing and sweet all at the same time. So you're trying to basically sort of humiliate Walter on the ground, I guess, and make it look like honour's restored, so he feels.
Yep.
Very well.
I'm playing to the person's ego. That's what I'm doing.
Zach, are you doing anything at all to assist in this matter, or are you?
So.
But basically, you've got Badger's character is on the ground. He's been knocked prone. He's still up, got some bruised ribs, but there's another guy standing over him, and the Lord Albrecht is asking whether you think his honour's been restored.
Oh yeah, I'm obviously going to surrender.
Yeah, I'll shout. Honor is restored. Let the fool live, so we can carry on with this.
Session.
Whatever.
The play.
Play.
All right.
Make a charm test or something.
Yeah, make a charm test. You're good at charm, aren't you?
Woo!
My God, he is.
Well done.
So between Zach and Dana's humiliation and and Zach his encouragement, Albrecht he looks a little disappointed and bows. He looks like he kind of wanted to see the death. He looks a little disappointed, but doesn't really want to go against the crowd, who are majority on the side of don't mess up the stage too much. What are we going to do with the body and that kind of thing. And Walter nods very well, and he'll wink at you, Walter, as he walks off to the stage to take his seat.
Right, I'll sort of just hobble over back to mine, sort of clutching the rib.
Okay.
Please not drip your blood anywhere near me. Thank you. This is a new dress.
I think we need a heal check on you to stop you passing out in a bit.
Yes, please.
Maybe
You get an average one.
Maybe
Yeah.
Dominic, you could move over to give him an aisle seat, because it's, Maybe you could move over? Right, okay, just let him climb all over you.
He needs to lean against the wall.
Wow, your dice rolls are great today.
They are not good, are they?
I think that's what you need, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's.
It was over though. 76 to 72. Oh, bend it for I think a re-roll is probably better at this point than anything else.
You do know whenever the dwarf hears about this.
That didn't help. Sorry, you are now unconscious. Nothing I can do about it.
Whoa.
You'll get there's got to be someone here who can sort him out. You will come round eventually before you. I don't think you actually die, do you? You just go unconscious, don't you, after a while?
You go unconscious after 4 turns,
Yeah,
and
he's only got 1 crit though, hasn't he? So I think he just wakes up after a while.
yeah,
I don't want to miss the show.
you're gonna miss the show.
There will be somebody here with somebody else here with their healing experience, so they will manage to.
He's buggered. I've had 1 attempt. You've only got 1 attempt per encounter.
Oh, have
You
you?
can't have multiple people doing healing.
Oh, so he tries to keep you awake, but you. How long's he unconscious for? I need to know now. It's amusing.
No.
Hang
So
on,
they
he has to
strong
come
check
around.
to-
Well, he'll be happily on 0 for a bit, but he will recover from being unconscious.
When the sky changes color.
No, it doesn't stack. Recover from unconscious requires different circumstances depending on why you fell. But he can. Yeah, okay, you can spend resolve to ignore the unconscious condition, but if you've not resolved the cause of that, you gain another one at the end of that round. So he'll be prone and fatigued once he recovers from unconscious, and that recovery depends on
It's an endurance roll.
something like that.
You
You will not recover consciousness until you heal back at least 1 wound. See healing on page 181.
That's tomorrow morning, then, when you sleep.
Without medical attention, you can attempt an average endurance test after a good sleep once a day. Now, have you already made an endurance test today?
Nope.
No.
So it all depends on what Skellen determines is a good sleep.
Well, you can make an endurance test now if you like to plus 20.
Oh, well, it's plus 20, so that's a success.
Yeah, 2 degrees of success. So you heal your toughness. Well, 4. You got 6 wounds back.
Yeah, because your SL plus your toughness bonus.
And you don't go into minus negative wounds, so it's from 0. So you've got 6 wounds, which you'll regain throughout the show in the evening. You'll be unconscious for the first, act of it. So you'll miss the first bit. You'll kind of nod off.
So I'll just be going, what? Who's that? Who? Why is he doing? What? Is it what? Why?
So I'll spend the first 10 minutes of Act 2 catching Walter up on what happened in Act 1.
Pretty much, yeah. But he will slowly recover kind of throughout the play that goes on. And the rest of it, you'll be pleased to know, is fairly uneventful. That you have managed to meet some of the, very noble people. Now,
Everyone else is
So,
unconscious.
what
for
was the
second
play
act.
about then?
the play is about my session note.
Those dice rolls were terrible.
Yeah, I was
told you.
unlucky. In hindsight,
Oh.
I'd probably try to get the rest of you involved maybe a bit more, but you just seem fairly reluctant to. But I don't know. I'll get more experience with it.
Yeah,
Well,
kind of cute.
two of us didn't know if this was. They thought this was normal for a play. The only person that knows anything about plays is sitting in the back, and he hid under his hat.
Yeah, because he knows exactly the situation. You don't get involved with an ability unless they've done something seriously bad. And bad mouth a local tailor for spilling a drink is not bad enough.
Well, what did Kayla Taylor is kind of, getting away with it. That's ridiculous.
Well, also it's a meta game. Combat seems really dangerous in this game.
It is.
We should volunteer for it.
Well,
Because
Yes, the bounty hunter has a point. And we tried to involve ourselves early. Unfortunately, the shitty dice rolls again.
well, I
I was trying like first blood, my lord. That's fine. No. Well, I'll decide. My dander is up. I will continue to beat the foul miscreant within an inch of his life, quite literally.
well,
damn it.
Well,
I mean, I
almost
had
too
him.
bad, huh?
Had it been first blood, I would have.
You had exactly. If it had been first blood, you would have had him.
yeah,
See,
and also Well, I thought you were going to kill him. I thought he knocked him down to 2 hits on your first go, but yeah, it's just didn't go your way after that, sadly. But it was a good, definitely a good try.
You just need to start spending your XP and building up your skills.
Yeah, just out of complete interest, I just want to see if a Dealey Stare-based authority intimidate roll would have actually made any difference.
You'll probably roll 99. Oh, it's a
No.
fail anyway.
A fumble.
Still would have failed. Well, it would have been 0 degrees of failure because of menacing, but actually, would that have made it a...
It would have made it worse. It would have made it,
No, marginal success.
The fumble
Anyway.
makes...
No, but it wouldn't have been a fumble at that point, so I don't know how it works. I get confused with things getting turned into successes from failures.
Well,
It's the fumble does not make it automatic fail. It's like them critical 1 things in the other game. What? I'm gonna look up the fumble.
Anyway, yeah, if I ever keep like waking up with anybody, I'll say sort of, that Cassitillion owes me all that lot. I mean, I saved his life. Well,
He does, and Luigi, he will come and take a seat next to you, and will definitely be showing his appreciation. Thank you so much, my friend. I most certainly have been run through. You're passing out at this point, but he keeps talking. I will happily come by my store tomorrow, and I will find you some fine clothing.
Better be your damn finest.
All right.
No, a fumble only works on a fail.
And after the pre-entertainment, the actual play eventually begins. It has been written and directed by a man called Bernard Fear, who's this man who seems quite full of himself. He introduces the play before the curtains go up. Now, the story is a rather lusty tale about an elf maiden who is seducing sailors on the Rye from a rock there. You may all make me a lore Reichland, if you wish, roll to say what you actually know about the Loreley.
Well, except Walter, because he's unconscious.
Fair enough, yeah, you're unconscious at the start, though.
No.
Yeah, you don't know. You'll have heard of it, but you don't know much specific about it.
No, what, sorry?
Anyone else, Lore Reichland?
I have no lures at all. I don't even lure. What else?
Zach, you know that the Loreley is possessing a breathtaking vista. The Loreley is an imposing rock formation standing proud in the centre of the Reich, some 40 miles downstream of Grissenwald. The channels on either side of the jutting island flow swift and deep, and despite the relative narrowness of the river at this point, no crossing has successfully been constructed. And you were a river folk, weren't you, originally, so it kind of makes sense that you should know this. However, there are also romantic legends abound of a beautiful elven maiden with pale skin and supple of limb who swims in the fast-moving waters at dawn and dusk. Because of this, the Loreley is a popular spot for affluent Reichlanders to hold Talite stag parties before marriage, and a surprising number of high-class inns can be found nearby. Tales of the Singing Water Maiden are especially rife amongst the Reichland's river-bound sailors, and if their stories are to be believed, she has been spotted by half the seamen in the Navy. The play, however, differs slightly from this romantic tale, which is beautiful elven maidens and things. This is more one of sort of seduction and lust of this elven maiden. The story goes in here that she gets captured by the church. It never mentions which church or which cult, but she's captured and tried for witchcraft, for using magic to seduce men and reduce them to debauchery, which are kind of played out on stage somewhat. She, however, is found innocent by the fictional Count Heinrich Batzen von Gritzenwald, as he claims she's just misunderstood, and she returns to the Loreley to continue her art. That is essentially the whole rather shallow plot to the play. However, it is full of salacious stuff, and the crowd here appear to love it.
Is it a man pretending he's an elf woman?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it's a woman actually with pointy things on it. It is a woman. Yes, she demonstrates several times that stage.
You're basically saying it's filth.
It's filth. Yeah, complete. Yeah, it's yes. But it appears to go down well with most of the people here, and yeah. Eventually, people will start to file out, discussing, the play and where they're going to go for a drink afterwards. So,
Didn't contradict the tenets of Sigmar at any point, and there weren't any obviously Slaneshi bits in it, so he got away with it.
Yeah, though, to be fair, it's trod a bit of a fine line in places, particularly with the portrayal of some of the church members looking a bit, made them look a bit stupid, perhaps, or zealous, overzealous, and then the gallant noble comes in and saves the day and saves the elf maiden. But there's nothing specific that was blasphemous as such.
If I had a notebook, I'd note it down. But as I can't read or write and I don't have a notebook, I won't.
Mental
I'll remember
note.
it. Mental note.
Edgy it was. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Zacharias, what did you think?
Started well. It was a little dull, to be honest. Expected more fighting.
Yeah, there wasn't very much fighting in it, you're right.
Oh, I thought the fight at the far start was terrible as well.
I thought I thought the effects were poor. The river currents were obviously fake. They wouldn't flow like that. All those billowing sheets and so on.
Well, that's artistic license. Well, if there's nothing else to do here, we should help poor Walter back home. Still appears a bit woozy.
Why were we sent here in the first place, anyway?
It was part of the reward from the magistrate.
Do you feel rewarded?
It's been a relatively, looking at Walter, relatively peaceful evening.
Should we put him out of his misery? That's what I did say. Okay, you two can carry him back then. I'm not touching all that. That's a new dress.
Alright, you'll stagger back to the bay horse. And you can make me another endurance roll plus 20. I'm feeling fairly benevolent to try and heal up some more overnight.
I feel so sorry for you. That's what's happening. Pity.
Endurance.
I've been wondering since the dwarf is resting his injuries and this one's resting his injuries. Should we actually hire some people that are actually good with weapons?
I'm sure it won't be a problem.
You say that now, but I foresee difficulties in the future.
I think that's just
Well,
one.
anybody.
Sorry, go ahead.
Anybody can simply be pessimistic, Dana. And that isn't prophecy, not foretelling, just assuming the worst
Look,
is going to happen all the
I
time.
know my abilities, and you know your abilities, and my abilities are better than yours. Just accept it. Just accept.
That's not going to happen, Dana.
Just accept it.
All right, let's get him to bed.
You can take him to bed. I'm in my own special room. Do you remember? You're all to bed together. Oh, where's our prison? Oh, do we not have?
No, we don't have a prisoner anymore.
Oh, well, okay, I forgot about that. Oh, that means you're all still sharing. That means you don't all have to share the same room. Oh, you have to because you paid for it. Oops.
We aren't sharing the same room anyway.
You were last time. In the prisoners
Myself
review.
and the dwarf have the large room, and you all have a room of your own.
Oh, okay.
You may also note that the bay horse has been remodeled slightly in the interior. It's
And
now
there's
got
now one has a door.
Does it have a door, has it? Oh, that's.
I believe at the
surprising.
moment it has a masking layer that hasn't been removed as well.
Yeah.
Does it? Oops. Well,
If that's the image that's supposed to have just popped up, it's a blank brown piece of paper.
oh,
Don't need to hide it. We know what it looks like.
okay. Well, it's got a nice big common room there now.
Are you going to unhide it?
I think it might just be loading actually.
Oh, it doesn't have a loading thing coming up. What's it called, the picture? And then I'll load it from the images.
It's the bay horse bracket 2.
Okay. Bay horse.
Images and Matt.
I might have bought the image for you, changing it. No matter. Anyway.
Assuming the top right hand room that isn't being used could now be used.
Yeah.
Did someone just open another picture there?
It's a big common room.
There's two pictures open. I can't see one. I can't see.
Oh,
And why does none of my pictures have names on it?
We are on Open Tag, the 2nd of 2510, and by the bells ringing across Griswold, it is now 8 AM in the morning. What would you like to do on this dreary overcast
Not recover
morning?
1 hit point.
Not recover 1 hit point?
I got an 89.
Oh, I think you still do, don't you? Don't you do 3 off? Well, what's your toughness?
That's the point, isn't it, to do extra? Hang on.
I think you just your SL is just plus or minus your toughness, I think.
Let me know if anyone ever sees the top floor. Cause
I'm happy to play that way anyway.
I'm okay. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm going to change out of my clothes and back into mailer clothes. I'm going to get my new dress dirty.
Yeah, basically, without medical attention, you get an average endurance test after a good night's sleep once a day, and then you heal wounds equal to SL plus your toughness bonus.
I'd say though, probably if your SL's minus, it'll just be a minus, and then plus your toughness bonus. There's a charitable way of looking at it, but kind of makes sense. So you can
I see what you mean. So if you get minus, so 3 degrees of failure, well, I don't heal anything because my toughness bonus is 3.
Yeah.
I still don't get 1 wound. But thanks for the try.
If it had been 2 degrees of failure, though, you'd have got your wound.
Yes.
And I think that kind of makes sense because otherwise you can't heal just a little bit. Whereas, I don't know. Anyway. All right, folks. So
it's only the 1 wound, so.
Did you re-roll the amount of days, by the way, Walter, that you've got bruised ribs for?
No.
He accepted it. He said he liked that roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Just about
I
average.
can't remember.
Well, we have. This is probably over breakfast, assuming everyone come down for breakfast. We have a number of lines of inquiry to follow up on. We could examine the house of the Mr. and Mrs. Brunhild, if indeed there is anything left there. Or we could find the Queen of Tales and have her guide us through Grissenwald's underbelly to see if it is in fact the Captain Sebastian who is extant beneath the city. Did we get a physical description of Captain Sebastian? He didn't fit the description of the guy, the bulky, tall guy with the patch over one eye, did he?
Oh, I didn't actually roll it a d10 for the number of days.
Yeah, I rolled a 6. That was what I was saying. Sorry, you could re-roll that if you want.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get that.
Okay, so it's
I actually got a 1 now, but you couldn't see that because it didn't hit the thing, so...
Yeah, got me on the tail.
That's a D8, by the way.
Oh, right.
So,
You're welcome.
With you having a night's sleep there, I'll put it down to 3 days. Okay, so it's only agility-based test, so that's not too bad. It's a bit annoying, but...
Yeah, it doesn't affect your weapon skill because it's not agility based.
Could be worse.
Unless he's one of them agility weapon ones.
And the third thing we could do is interview the landlord, Oscar Franca, see if there was anything left in Rosalind's home that would have any bearing.
Yeah, we were going to go up there and check though, because there was like loads of houses up there affected in that area.
Well, 2 of the ones involved were owned by him, Rosalind and
That's loads, since we only know 4 of them, so over half. It's loads. Just saying.
We also got to go and see Luigi.
No, we don't need to see Luigi.
I'm going to see Luigi.
Why?
We might be about to go into the sewers, Walter. Do you really want a nice fresh set of clothes if we are going to be traipsing through crap?
No, but maybe it won't. When I'm better, and we could start doing the measurements. I don't know.
Did you make your recovery roll for last night?
Yeah,
I think I did.
yeah, he healed 1 wound.
Okay.
Just up a little bit.
Oh, no more fighting for me today.
Well, let's go and investigate the other houses then, and we can possibly interview the landlord.
Right.
Barragaz, are you coming? Bloody leggards, drunk, belligerent. Fine, stay there then.
That's pretty much how that conversation goes, yeah.
Didn't have enough Scottish accent there, just one point out.
All right.
Gas has got a brilliant Scottish accent.
So, where do you go first?
We're going up to the person who owns all them houses to see, because you said they were all clean, so we'll see if we can...
Oscar
The
Frank.
contents.
Oscar
Yeah.
Frank.
He's the person that owns them houses. What do you call him? Landlord.
Yep.
He is. Landlord.
He owned at least 2 of them anyway. Not sure if the tenement that the Brunhilds will put up in was one of his, but if it is, then all the better.
It just meant that area. He's the landlord of that area, is what I meant. And not all the houses that got affected. I just meant that area. If we're going to search that area, because I think there must be something suspect in that area.
How are you going attired? Are you going in your nice clothes?
No, I'm going in my normal clothes. I did say I changed.
Your nice clothes are very nice, actually, aren't they?
Appropriately attired. Yeah, I'm not. Well, I've still got the fine hat on, because the witch hunter's hat is a fine hat. I'll make sure of that.
Hats are important.
But I haven't got a candle for it yet, but I need to get somebody to put the usual bits and pieces.
And I'm going to specifically look for magic when I go through the bad area, because I suspect there's something up there. There's all these mutations and stuff.
We say all these. We've got reports of one
Look,
kid, but
look.
that's fine.
One sign isn't a whole infection. The whole place should be burnt down. That's your philosophy. Remember, that's not my Wood Elf philosophy. Of course, it's Wood Elf philosophy. I really need someone who plays Wood Elves to tell me what Wood Elf philosophy is.
I'm going to have to do some research on alpha lore, I think, in general.
I did ask one of my friends that role plays elves where I role play dwarves, and he hasn't answered me yet.
Wood elves are weird because they're a sort of wild but urbane at the same time.
Yeah, they're very violent though.
Eventually, you manage to find the rather large townhouse of Oscar Frank. His townhouse is in Fenigland, which is the more well-to-do area.
I'm still quite close though.
Oh yes, yeah. It's only a small place, really. Griswold. I think it's about 4,000 or so population.
What does Fenigland mean? Moneyland?
Pennyland, yeah. Moneyland. Okay, you'll be the door will be answered by a servant woman who has sort of curly ginger hair, and she.
It is
squints
literally
at you.
Pennyland.
Pennyland. She squints at you. How may I assist you?
Good morning, mistress. We are here to see the master of the house. We need to interview him with regards to some recent event that the Watch have an interest in.
I see. Do you have an appointment with him?
No, we do not.
I
See.
think you find we do have an appointment. Go and ask him.
Okay, I shall. And she will. It's going to be a charm roll, so thank you for your initial impression on this woman.
Do you want me to assist you in this charm roll, mister? Or am I doing the charm?
It depends what's your charm. Well, no, you've got terrible charm.
Shh. It doesn't matter if I've got terrible charm. I was helping you here, right? Because I said words.
Are you
no one else
trained
said
in
words.
charm?
Hey, yes.
Then you can test, can't you? Is that one? Is it just a +10 or is it a degree, a success level?
I think it's just a +10, isn't it, if you pass? Oh, or is it automatic? It's automatic, actually.
Yeah, I can't take. I wouldn't be able to take a bonus from more than 3 people. But
I
I'll
think we
go
did
with
it.
just Dana.
I think we did it that only one person can help you.
Yeah.
There's a
Well, rules are written. It's the stat bonus.
Oh, I'm asking. I just do a roll then.
Oh. She.
Yes.
2 degrees of success without assistance. 3 degrees with.
You don't need a roll, actually. It automatically does it. I might take her with the assistance rule somehow, but yeah. It's just you help.
Can I assist as well with charm?
No need. We've got 3 degrees of success. If we're going with Skellen's rule about only one person can assist, then.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this, more people you put on the better it gets. But anyway, either case, you've done a great success there. 3 degrees, 4 degrees with an assistance, which means that she looks at you, Dominic, and are you wearing like a silver hammer or something, do you wear? Or?
I will have the symbol of my order on my lapel somewhere.
You'll see that she looks at it and does recognise this, and she nods. If you wouldn't mind waiting there 1 moment, please, sir and madam. She trots off.
And sir.
Sirs and madam.
Sirs and madam.
Okay, you've tooled up, Dana has. She'll return in a few moments. If you wouldn't mind, please, I'll show you through to the drawing room.
Thank you.
And
we're going to do some drawing.
After a while, Oscar Frank.
It's like a lounge, Dana. I don't know the origin of why it's called a drawing room, but it's more like a lounge.
Neither do I, actually. I don't know why it's called a drawing room.
There's a draw on there.
As you withdraw to it.
Well, it's not the withdrawing room. It's
withdrawing room. I don't know. Okay, in either case, Oscar Frank comes out. He's a thin, wiry man with a hook nose and a sort of mean look to him. Good morning. How may I help you? So, sitting on a rather luxurious chair.
Oh my God. He's actually right, Kerry.
Mr. Franco. Yes, derived from the withdrawing room.
Right, Kerry's right.
Yeah. Well, according to Wikipedia.
Well done, Kerry.
Mr. Franco, hopefully you can help. I'm sure you're aware of the recent events that befell a number of your tenants.
Oh yes, the cost it has incurred and getting these places cleared up. It's been such a trial for us.
I'm
Costly,
sure it must be. We were investigating the reasons for the deaths, and I was interested in my official capacity in gaining access to any belongings you may still have in storage. I understand this is now your property, but it was obviously the tenants at the time, and the watch has tasked us, the magistrate himself, with looking into the reasons for the killings.
Of course, I can arrange that. And he gets up and calls out for a servant, and you'll hear the front door open and shut. I'll just have them brought through immediately. I don't think there's much. I was just to sell them on to help cover the cost of damages and the like.
There was damages?
Well, there always is. These people, they never look after the property well. Not educated, that's their problem.
You don't own any properties in Neustadt, do you?
No, my properties are mostly in the Ulstadt area.
Obviously being a man of means, you would know the identities of the other people in your same line of business. If we had inquiries to make, who would we speak to?
Neustadt, some of those are owned directly by the nobility. It would fall under the auspice of Count Bruno Frautscher. He struggles to pronounce. Actually, he doesn't either.
Count Bruno?
Bruno Frautscher.
Yeah, just as that Bruno name just sounds familiar. Just worried.
He's quite famous. He's quite an important noble.
I wonder if he's got a
Does he
brother.
reside within the town, or is he a vacant landlord?
He has a large mansion just off the western edge of the park, though he's rarely in Griswold. He spends most of his time in Nuln with the Countess.
Understood. Does anyone else have any questions of Mr. Franco, or we could
Well, there is the
leave and
obvious.
just wait for the...
There is the obvious question to ask him.
Is it the same question you've been asking everybody we've been talking to, Dana?
No, it's not about dresses.
Not that one.
What was the other question I always ask everyone?
Mr. Franco, my companion here is obviously not familiar with our ways, so I must apologize in advance if she asks you any questions that may offend you. However, we would appreciate it if you would answer any of them as honestly as you can. And he steps back and puts his hand out. Go ahead, Dana.
Has anyone else from the houses that you are renting out mysteriously vanished?
I love how you have to put a disclaimer on it before Dana says anything. It's like a warning message first.
Admittedly, that question was not the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of the slightly more blunt question she has previously asked, but I'm sure that's in the list somewhere.
Well, you have to remind me the blunt questions asked because I can't remember what I said last time.
Did you
said
kill?
Exactly.
Oh, right, okay.
Hence my prefacing the been very helpful in getting the stuff so we can look. So please don't spoil it by accusing him of murder. But you didn't look like you did, so well done.
He, oh my god, I forgot what the question was now.
Did any of his other tenants disappeared mysteriously?
Oh,
No.
no, they are, well, some are behind on their payments, but I have managed to speak to them all, and they have promised payment shortly. So there isn't anyone, I believe, who has done a moonlight flit, as were.
Well, that was a theory.
Is it
we'll check
obvious
it
to
anyway.
us that the Bruno guy that was just mentioned is another Bruno than the Bruno guy that said hello?
Yeah, we don't know if it is or not. We'll have to talk to the Bruno guy
I mean,
to
it
see if
would.
he's got a.
If it is, it would explain the reasons why Mad Matthias thinks he's going to get out of jail quickly. Because my mother's the local law. Did I forget to mention that?
Yeah, it should have. That's a bit of.
Sadly for
Oof.
poor Mad Elias, it is the different Bruno. If actually on the Griswold map, if you look at number 11 on there, they say, well, 10 and 11 is that's how it's spelled. Froucher. Oh, Badger. How am I supposed to pronounce it?
I'm a bit disappointed by these empire names because there's like everyone's called Walter or Bruno.
Yeah, I mean, it means pipe smoker.
Pipe smoker. Okay, well, he is Count Bruno Pipe Smoker of Nuln, and he is the big overlord of this area.
Overlord?
Well, I don't think that's the right title particularly, but the nobles that you saw at the play last night, they were his vassals.
Ooh, so I'll sit that one out if you don't mind.
It did occur to me when you were going up for that. I'm like, but hang on, Badger's the only one of us with direct. He works for one of. Why does he think I'll let him get on with?
Well,
someone needs to stand up for the common man against the.
Actually, I think someone has to.
Literally relies on respecting the authority of the landed nobility.
I think one of us actually has to stand up and give you common sense skills.
I thought it was brilliant.
It was.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And actually, Walter, I believe you get some axe from it, don't you?
Does he?
Oh, was there a personal?
It might be. Yeah. I mean, I did change my.
Oh, you lost your XP. Oh, too bad.
I think though, because I enjoyed it, you can have it because it was what your thing was, wasn't it? Actually, kind of.
Yeah, I did kind of change my motivation because I assumed that the other one wouldn't become a thing in the short term, but
who
it
knows
was
how
sort of
fate.
done as an.
Yeah, fickle fate. It worked. Take the XP and stop complaining.
Yeah, and besides that, I think you've actually done the other one that you put on as well. So in either way, you've got it.
So we wait here relatively patiently if there's no other questions for the belongings of the other.
Yeah, let's search for the belongings. That's what he was giving us. So let's do that. What are we looking for?
All right, the belongings arrive, and there's nothing there that is remotely suspicious. But they were both, well, the dolls, the dock workers, they were both brass tier, struggling to survive. They just got here from a village and really hadn't got very much. There's some items of clothing there, but nothing really of any value. And similarly, the fishwife will have some fishwifery equipment and sort of clothing, a few sort of knickknacks, but there's nothing that's suspicious or stands out or is even really worth anything.
The sergeant of the watch was mentioned as being one of his tenants also.
Yes, of course, yes, he was indeed. Sebastian.
Well, I think Sebastian was the captain of the watch. I don't think we actually got the name of he wasn't the father, was he?
Oh, I apologise. We must be getting a little bit confused somewhere. Let me have a look.
There was a sergeant that was the father, and then there was a captain.
But the
Okay.
captain, Adela said, was also corrupt because he was defending his man despite.
It could be then that yes, you're right there. It might be that I've got a little bit confused in things I've been telling you. There is Sebastian Grolsch. He was a sergeant.
Sebastian Grolsch.
He is the sergeant. He lived in the Ulstad. He was indeed a tenant of Oscar. He was the one whose daughter was burnt alive for being a mutant, and the one who Rosalind grassed up essentially, so that she was caught.
So that's the sergeant, you said?
This
That's
is
the sergeant.
He,
While we've got Oscar, obviously, if he was one of his tenants, Oscar probably knows the man personally, or at least can describe him. As we've
yes.
never seen him, politely ask him, could you describe him? Did he have any distinguishing features?
Big man, dark hair, short hair, blue-eyed, a tall, stocky man. He seemed a good law-abiding citizen. He always paid his rent on time and worked for the local constabulary.
That matches, apart from the patch over one eye, that matches the description that the Hoss's neighbour gave us of the man leaving.
Lots of people look like that description.
It does, though, match.
Oh.
But yeah, you could argue that. There is also the captain of the watch. He was the man who came round and investigated.
And does he have a name for him?
I do have a name for him. Volkmar Kraus. And he was the one who Adela, the fishwife, was complaining about because he came and half-heartedly investigated, so she says, anyway, so she claims, the murder.
And he's the one and they've both disappeared, haven't they? The watch captain and the sergeant.
I apologise. The watch captain has not disappeared.
The sergeant has.
The sergeant has, yeah. Who was the father?
We have suddenly gotten another. Well, we've got a reason to go talk to the watch anyway. So we haven't reported the mess at Walter's.
Can we not just go to his house because we're close by?
Are we close by? Where is the house?
To the watch captain. Oh, he doesn't live in one of my
no,
properties.
The sergeant we were talking about.
But the sergeant's house was being cleared
Yes.
as he absconded.
It's a while ago.
But does it matter? Can we not just go and search the house anyway? Because there was a child born there from chaos.
If Mr. Franco can give us his blessing and possibly a key.
I did not.
He looks tall and then realises that he doesn't really care about his tenants at all, and says, "I can arrange for my man here to let you enter the property and search it if you wish. Though we have cleaned it since."
Oh, we're not looking to clean it.
No, there are sometimes things that can be found that can be overlooked by an eye that is merely there to clean things.
Very well.
Thank you, Mr. Franco. No one else has any questions?
Do you have any questions, Zach or Walter?
No, my only questions are what? Ow. No.
No, I have none.
Is your man available to take us now?
Certainly. Oscar looks like he's quite keen to just get this whole thing over with, and a servant will lead you from Fenigland into Ulstad, which isn't very far, but there's a striking difference in the quality of housing.
as we're walking, just talk to Walter, Zach, and Dana. I think we should attempt to interview the watch captain as well, possibly under the premise of reporting our findings from the Hoss residents to them.
Indeed, but we're not exactly going to get a proper, to interrogate him.
I don't think we necessarily need to interrogate. Dana is quite insightful.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have proven to be so far.
Oh,
He'll
good.
tell us what he wants to.
But we might be able to tell if he's lying.
Oh.
Yes.
Still.
You reach the home of, the ex-home of Sebastian, the sergeant, and you were allowed in. He gets the key, opens the door. It's actually currently empty there's someone living there, but they're at work currently, during the day. And he sort of shows you around. He keeps an eye on you as you are going through. But
I will do my special vision to see if I can see the big giant lump of warpstone that's just lying on the floor.
All right.
And while Dana's doing that, engage the servant. Say, were you aware which room the child slept within?
I'm afraid I did not really know them in that much detail, but I assume it would have been the smaller room here. You'll show a smaller room towards the back.
Thank you. I'll
Okay.
make a show of just going around and tapping on floorboards to see if I can hear anything obviously hollow. And that's my perception.
Practically
marginal
winning
success.
here.
Success, marginal success, marginal success. Fail,
Where's
fail.
the sin marginal?
Non-success critical. That helps.
I was looking for magical, so you guys were looking for normal.
I'm looking for physical.
Yeah, I just saw you rolling intuition, so I thought I'd do it as well.
Oh, I didn't roll intuition. Why did I roll in initiative? I clicked intuition.
Yeah, surely you've actually got points in. Oh no, it's the skill, but it's the characteristic initiative.
Oh, right, okay. It confused me when I see initiative. I go, what? I didn't roll that.
Sadly, you do not find any warpstone or any symbols of chaos and the like. There's nothing obvious here, which would be the reason why why she develops a mutation. However, you do find Walter with that critical bone. You do find a old footprint out the back, which has got a crisscross tread onto the boot. It's like a rather distinctive tread on the boot.
And we saw that same distinctive tread yesterday evening at the Waldemar residence. I believe we have an item of evidence and a clear suspect.
Now, if we only knew whose shoes they
I believe they are the father's, Sebastian.
How
do you know that?
Because we had the same boot prints at the Waldemar's house, and we have two separate individuals who have confirmed the appearance of the sergeant independently, verifying that it was he who perpetrated the murder.
But there's not all boots. Could you tell one boot from another?
That's a distinctive pattern. You were the one that pointed this out yesterday evening, Dana.
But I didn't look this time. I only did something else.
Well, point down at the boot. Do they not match the boot prints you saw yesterday evening?
Do they match the boot prints I saw yesterday evening?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
I mean, it could just be like fashionable days to have crisscross.
Well, we can obviously double check that, but I think it's too coincidental. So, do we report our findings to the magistrate at this point and see if he wishes us to do anything further? Or do we
whatever.
wait until we've investigated the sewers before
Why are we
approaching the
going to
man?
sewers for?
Because the gin-addled sot who calls herself the Queen of Tales
Oh,
mentioned that there were new arrivals there in the same time frame as the disappearance, Sergeant.
Well, let's go to the sergeant. Let's do the above ground stuff before we go into the smelly stuff.
She's still a gin-addled sot.
she is, true. But I like the Queen of Tales, she's cool. Okay.
Do we know where the magistrate hangs? Obviously not the watch house.
I thought we did because I thought we went to his house.
It's the
We were
courthouse.
anyway.
Yeah.
You didn't. I don't think you've actually.
I don't know.
You didn't actually see him at the courthouse. I believe he went to the watch and he was summoned there.
Yeah.
He did say he can be found at the court, which is off the Middenplatz.
Well, Is lit off the Middenplatz? I think we'll head straight there, yeah?
I thought he'd give us a job to go out somewhere and do something. Yeah, and we came back. Maybe it was someone else.
We also put a bounty on Bruno's head as well.
Oh, see, I told you, it's the guy that looks like your guy. I knew we met this guy before.
Yep, that's the magistrate.
All right, so you head down to the court building.
Are there any watchmen outside the court building?
Yes, there will be on guard as a matter of course.
We have business with the magistrate, but part of an investigation that's ongoing. It's important that somebody be sent to and give them the address of Waldemar Hoss's house. There is evidence there that shows the method of the man's murder.
Right, you are, sir. We'll make it so.
And then we can go in to talk to Magistrate Kruger.
Okay, Kruger will see you hitting his office. He looks up from a mountain of paperwork that he's sitting behind. Gentlemen and lady, please take a seat and tell me how your investigation is progressing.
I believe we have a prime suspect. We have evidence at the home of the unfortunate who was left in the Middenplatz.
Splendid.
That indicate, well, the method of his death was most gruesome. However, there is eyewitness description of the individual responsible from two separate locations, and clear identification at the home, or the old home, of the suspect as well. It is likely that the murders were perpetrated by Sebastian Gross, the sergeant of the guard who went missing recently, the father of the mutated child that was put to death some weeks ago.
Sebastian. He tugs on his beard a little bit. That would make sense. He did appear upset at the rightful execution of his daughter. I sent her to the pyre myself. I can still hear her screams. But
Well, that is to remind us that we do Sigmar's will.
He looks at you, smiles. It is. Of course. Well, do you know where he is?
At this time, that is uncertain, but we have information that may indicate that he has absconded to the tunnels beneath the city. He resides now possibly within the sewers. Local information is indicating that new arrivals in the same time frame have been seen within those tunnels.
I foresee that he will be attacking you sometime in the future.
Why did he attack a lamplighter? I do not understand that much.
Well, at this moment in time, that's uncertain, but it is clear that he is the perpetrator of crime. He had a beef with Rosalind, as she was the one who was responsible for his daughter being reported to the authorities. It is likely that if not he was responsible, that people allied with him were responsible for the deaths of the Doll couple, the bodies that we brought,
Oh yes, the two bloaters.
Helma and Brunhild Doll.
Mm.
Again, recent of give the address in Altstad. But the methods of death are similar and too ritualistic. I fear, my worst case scenario is that the sergeant has, in his attempt to exact vengeance, possibly fallen in with miscreants and ne'er-do-wells in the Undercity, and that you may possibly have the burgeonings of a chaos cult taking steps within your city. The violentness of the death as well has been escalated, which would make me think that and he crosses himself with the sign of Sigmar when he says Khorne is involved. It is too violent for anything else.
He frowns and at the name. There's like a look of disgust on his face.
I'm happy to see that look.
Well, are you able to handle this matter? I have previously had the Watch look into the death of Rosalind, but
Well, unfortunately, I think there you may have an issue with your men in the Watch being more loyal to themselves. We have heard speak among the common folk that the situation with the child and Sebastian was not handled well by Sebastian's superiors, and that they refused to hear anything said against one of their number.
I would. That sounds most plausible.
Walter, you do not need to worry yourself about the name of one of the ruinous powers.
Oh. No.
Why not?
They're bad. Don't say the names.
Just saying the names attracts their attention.
Which is why I'll do the symbol of Sigmar again, which is the sort of, it's quite weird. It's like the dance out of Pulp Fiction when they do the sort of the over the eyes, because it's the two outstretched fingers going across your eyes like the twin-tailed comet.
It is, yeah.
That's quite funny, actually.
But that's a Sigmar be praised, and then you do the sort of the John Travolta dance.
That's cool.
There's another one which is like hand on the chest, and then the other one basically outstretched with the two fingers, which is more of a Sigmarite salute.
Oh, very cool. I prefer the John Travolta one.
Yeah, that's the normal one.
I'm definitely having trouble doing that now.
It's the equivalent spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch, but for Sigmarites. Anyway, that is the investigation so far. If you give us your blessing and authority, we shall take the investigation beneath the city.
You have my full blessing to take a search of the sewers. I am disturbed about the lack of assistance the Watch have given us in this matter, particularly as I feel I may be personally at risk from this man.
It would appear to definitely be a situation of vengeance.
Yes, that means you're in danger.
I did, after all, do the task of putting his daughter to the torch. Well, you have my blessing, and of course you shall receive payment if you manage to apprehend, either dead or alive, the sergeant. In either case, he's absconded, which is obviously proof of his guilt. If he is found in the sewers, then he is obviously guilty.
Innocent men do not flee.
Exactly. So I wish you luck, and please, if you take him down, I will certainly be in your debt.
Good day, Magistrate.
Good day, and may Sigmar go with you.
And may he defend you also. When we get outside, I'm looking at Walter. You're really not in a fit state to go into the sewers right now, are you?
Am I? Ribs? I don't know.
Well, maybe he might be in a perfect situation to go into the sewers because he'd be able to crawl better.
Well, I think we have some time to play with. Again, I do not think it is a coincidence that these killings are taking place in a cycle. It adds to the ritualness, and I believe that whoever's in the sergeant is using the extra foot traffic.
You say cycle.
Sergeant.
Oh, you said cycle.
Oh, the weekly cycle. It's been
Oh.
occurring on the evenings of the local celebrations.
So when's the next celebration?
5 days?
And what's that celebration of?
Or is that 6 days, Scallon? Is it 5 or 6 days?
I think it might be.
Because it's an 8-day week, isn't it? And it's been, we must have been here 2 days, and it was the day before that it took place. It would be 5.
It occurs on. Well, it's on the calendar. You're on the
Festdag, isn't
second
it?
Festdag. Yeah. So you arrived yesterday. We're now on the second. So I think it is actually another 6 days, or it's on the sixth
I think we've
day.
been here, no, we haven't slept here twice, have we? Because we've only had one night in the actual. Yeah, we've been here 2 days. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. If indeed the killer sticks to his routine.
And I think we've only had one sleep, but the person who got injured has had loads of sleeps.
Yes, he has. I'm still concerned about why the lamplight.
Well, that's easy. He saw something.
Yeah. And it's an assumption. I think it's a
No,
favourable one to
no.
make.
Yeah.
So, one night's rest, and then we contact the Queen of Tales and have her escort us below.
At least one night. I don't know. You suspect we would find anyone hostile down there?
Almost guaranteed.
Yeah, I would not want to go there. Get into a fight in my current state.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, you get covered in filth. This is worst case for the investigation, obviously. Best case scenario, we find a cult of chaos worshippers and cleanse them. And you get covered in filth.
And so I think with you making plans to head into the sewers, and bearing in mind that next session we should have our orange spiky haired friend with us, who will no doubt be useful down the sewers, we'll call it an end to
We mean
session.
Limpy McBeardface.
Limpy McBeardface, that's the one. He can limp along with you.
Yeah.
And it'll also give you time to rest up and do whatever you want. Everybody gets 100 experience. Well done.
100?
100. Why?
I should get
Well, I
more for
supposed to get-
watching that terrible freaking fight. I tell you that. God, it was terrible. The acting was so not realistic.
Are you saying I should feel more festive and give an additional? Go on then, 125x because it's Christmas and New Year. Merry Christmas.
Did I get some bonus XP?
You get an additional 50 actually, isn't it? Yeah. So you'll get 175 from the session for completing your annoying noble bucket list. You've checked that off the bucket list.
Has anyone else completed their personal goal?
No, my fortune telling thing isn't working.
What is your goal there, Dana?
Oh, to make one of my fortunes actually become real. That's why I'm doing all these fortune things.
Oh, to get one right.
Yeah.
You need to change yours, mate. That's not gonna. That's
Yeah, making up fortune at the. I said that, and that. Well, that's why I did that fortune thing at the start, but it didn't work out right. If I said he'd lose the fight, then I would have been better. But I wanted to be more vague, makes you not win correctly. Next time I'm going to say you're going to lose, you're going to win. I'll be so more realistic.
What did you say exactly?
I can't remember. Did you record it? I'll play it back.
It is
and I'll tell you.
recorded. Yeah.
I think you did predict that the magistrate is going to get attacked.
Oh, I did that. But it hasn't been attacked yet, so. But I did that in the fight. I did something, but I can't remember what it was. I said something.
I'm gonna have to figure out how much XP I've spent. I should probably keep tabs of that because
it does on the thing. You fill in the total one, and then you type in the top one how much you spend, and it tells you how much you've got left.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if I accounted for the one I spent last time.
Oh dear me!
You have to work it out again. I recommend the Google Doc one that I linked back ages ago is a very good offline character sheet that helps you keep track of that sort of stuff.
Could you link it again?
I will do.
I don't remember Google Doc.
Was the magistrate or is the magistrate happy with the explanation for the reason of the murders, particularly for Rosalind?
I didn't look into his brain.
That's the problem. I've given myself a very subjective short-term one. It's really up to the ref to decide if.
What is your short term?
Determine the reason for Rosalind's murder. And last week we said there was a little bit more to it, and I'm not certain. Apart from possibly now, definitely identifying the Sebastian as being the one that was at least killed Voldemar.
Very well. I'll say that you have you've done enough there. I think yeah. So it's a 50x for you.
God, he's going to get like millions of XP when I try to get my one.
You can change the things that you've done without actually fulfilling them. Hang on, is
No,
that
I've already changed. I changed it once before, didn't I? Can't remember.
What's the personal goal? Where do we get that?
You can select one